Hi, this is Aaron Dubinsky coming to you today from the Chut Shel Chesed Yeshiva in the beautiful holy city of Yerushalayim, Israel, under the direction of our beloved rabbi and spiritual leader, Rabbi Shalom Arush. May Hashem bless him always. Shalom. Shalom lekulam. Shalom leolam. Shalom ubracha. Shalom. It's a big word. Actually, it's a little word. It's only four letters with a three-letter root. Shin, Lamed, Mem. And we use it at the drop of a hat. And sometimes we don't even think about what does it really mean. What does shalom mean? Well, we say it to mean hello. We say it to mean goodbye. We say it in ways that the translation says literally means peace or completion. It even means to pay. The word is so multi-diverse. You could use it for so many things, but what does it really mean? You know, every week, or most every week, at some point, we talk about Mashiach. When is Mashiach coming? What will happen when Mashiach comes? What will the world be like? What will we live in? What changes will we see when we have Mashiach? The answer is none of us truly knows for sure because he hasn't come yet. And at that point, we'll know. But at that point, we will have passed up opportunities that we have now that we will not have then. What kind of opportunities? Well, Mashiach, if you ask most people, they'll tell you, well, when Mashiach comes, it'll be peace. There'll be peace. Be peace. Sounds like a good concept. Must be peace. What do you mean by that? Well, you know, no wars, you know. People will be getting on with each other. I said, no wars. That's good, And that's what shalom means. Peace. It means no wars. Okay, on a very simplistic scale, that could be a part of it. But it most certainly is not all of it. Shalom has a meaning that goes far beyond that. We've talked about the fact that when Hashem created the universe, he could have created everything to the point of perfection. Everything. But he didn't. Why didn't he? Because he wanted us, his children, to be his partners in creation, so we would at least appreciate part of what it takes to create. Therefore, even though it's easy for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to create in 6 days the entire universe and then rest on Shabbos, which, by the way, is one of the greatest gifts he has ever given to us. It seems so easy for him. Why is it so hard for us? We're his children. Why did he make it easy for us? He didn't want to make it easy for us. He wanted us to appreciate it. And how do you appreciate something if it's handed to you on a silver platter? You don't. So what we have to do is we have to go through all the exasperating, painful things that we live through every day, every week, every year to get us to the point of completion. Yes, we are not complete either. Everything about us, everything about the universe that Hashem created, about the people he created, all the other things he created, he left something that had to be completed. Something to shalem, something to complete. Shalem, Shin, Lamed, Mem. Notice the same shoresh. It's the same root as Shalom. The only difference is Shalom has a vav in it. Okay? So that's the word we use to complete what we've done. And that is the part that we need to work on that'll help us get to where we need to get in time for the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu. So it's a very important thing that we understand. Shalom is a reminder every time we say it, or it should be if it's not, that we have work to do. We have things to do to complete. We have to be the person Hashem meant us to be here. What does that person do? Well, what does that person not do? Well, that person probably doesn't sit around and watch 4 hours of TV every day. Person doesn't probably go out to shtuyot much. He doesn't go to a lot of movies, 3-4 times a week. He doesn't do the things that the people around him, the people of the other nations, would do. They don't have to live the life we have to live. We've been given our path by Hashem. He gave it to us in Torah. He gave it to us in the 10 Commandments. He gave it to us in every step of what we have to do every single day. all the halachot, all the things that we need to do in kashrus, in Shabbos, in all the other variety of things in which man dips his little hands, we have a part. Our part is what helps create the completion. The completion is the shalom. But what is shalom, and how does it impact us? Well, we know on a grand scale, we want peace. We want peace. We don't want war out in the world. We don't want people bombing each other. We don't want people who are mass killing each other. We want peace. That's peace on a very grandiose scale. But remember, we talked about this with Geula as well. Geula, we ourselves personally cannot bring by ourselves. However, we can do our part. We can have our own personal Geula. We can do what we can do to try to create the situation that is good for the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu. So we contribute, and others contribute, and we finally get to a point where it tips, Mashiach comes, and we have the world that was promised to us by him. However, we have to remember, we have our part to do in peace as well. And let's ask ourselves something. Because you see, with anything that you go to in life, if you can't live it, you can't give it. You can't do it. You can't explain how it is done to others. You can't fulfill it, what you need to do. So what is peace? Let's start with ourselves. Let's start with inner peace. Do you have inner peace? A lot of people don't. If you do, God bless you. And I see more and more from the calls I get that a lack of inner peace is being pervasive among our people. Pervasive. It's just, it's penetrating every fiber of their lives. Well, if you have the kind of life where you're worried about your job, you're worried about the quality of your work, as opposed to, by the way, as opposed to actually doing the work, doing the job, etc. Do you yell at your children? Do you yell at your spouse? Do you yell at your boss? Do you yell at the people you work with? You're not at peace. This is not peace. And do you know why this is not peace? Because of a lack of emunah. You knew I'd get to it sooner or later, so here we go. Emunah is what brings peace to your life. How do you get emunah? You do hitbodedut. Just like we talked about. You talk to Hashem every day. You become a speaking partner with him on a regular basis. And what ends up happening is you begin to calm down. You begin to understand, oh yes, everything comes from him. Everything that is, everything that was, everything that will be comes from him. And it's all has a purpose, because he wouldn't do anything that had no purpose. Why would he do that? It'd be a waste of his time. And the third thing, and the most important, that you need to remember, that we all need to remember, that he's our Father. And the same as we care for our children, he cares for his children. We wouldn't want our children to be anything but happy all the time. None of us would. It would be a horrible thing to wish that on your children. We want them to be happy all the time. It says now, we're made b'tselem Elokim. We're made in the image of God. Since we don't know what that physical image is, and we're not even allowed to speculate on it, we must agree it is midot. So, if we're happy, it's because he's happy. We want our children to be happy, it's because he wants his children to be happy. Who are his children? We are. And our children. And our parents. And our grandparents, all the way back. And all the way forward. That's who are his children. And he wants us all to be happy. So how do we come to this place? We live by the rules that he has set. It all comes from him. It all has purpose. And it purpose is always in the end for our ultimate best. And if we do that and live that type of a life every single day with hitbodedut and talking to him, we do shalom. We do complete. What we complete what he started, our creation. Only we take it to the next level, to the level where we are now almost as one with him, understanding this is what he wants, this is what we give. And when something doesn't go our way, it's not because it's against us, it's because we don't see what comes after. And when we realize that that's how it works, not that, oh my gosh, what are you doing to me? How could this happen to me? Why is my parnasa down? Why am I ill? Why are my children off the derech? Why are my spouse and I yelling at each other? When you put those things down and you understand they all come from Hashem, and they're all designed to make our lives a better place, you will indeed have completed the creation. You will indeed be at Shalom. You will be at peace. And that peace, your own personal peace, plus those of all those around you, will lead to peace around the world, the final redemption, the final Geula, and the building of the third Beit HaMikdash. B'mehei Rabbi Yomeinu. Be well, my friends. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. All the best.